Hey everyone, AJ here, and welcome back to the Battle of the Builders Marathon. I'll be here every night this week checking out each episode of Battle of the Builders, leading up to the premiere on the History Channel this Sunday, February 7th at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. 2015 was our second year, and I kind of felt at home with my co-host, Chris Jacobs. And then having Chip Foose in the competition, I almost forgot what show I was hosting. Along with Chip Foose, we had the Ring brothers. And speaking of brothers, Phil and Jeremy Gerber came with two amazing builds. The competition's heating up, so enjoy the show, and I'll see you at the end. Get ready, because we're about to crown the top automotive builder in America.
Welcome to Las Vegas, Nevada, and SEMA, the largest aftermarket trade show on the planet.
We've got the most talented builders in the country going head-to-head to find out who is the best.
Now, these are without a doubt some of the most incredible rides you have ever seen, and while thousands of enthusiastic craftsmen and automotive artisans have entered the competition, there can only be one top builder.
This is the SEMA Battle of the Builders, and the action starts now. Welcome to this truly groundbreaking competition. I'm AJ, and with me is my longtime partner in crime, the one and only Chris Jacobs.
Oh, well, thank you very much. And this is the SEMA Battle of the Builders, and this is where legends are born. The Specialty Equipment Market Association, better known as SEMA, it's known for turning backyard builders into automotive icons. Showcasing some of the most amazing vehicles and top builders in the industry, and now it's time to find out which builder has what it takes to be the absolute best.
All the action is happening right now. SEMA is open and the vendors are here by the tens of thousands, teaming through the Las Vegas Convention Center, feasting their eyes on the latest in automotive technology, innovation, and artistry.
This is the main event for anyone involved in the automotive industry. And this is only the second Battle of the Builders competition, but already it's recognized as one of the premier events in the country. Last year, we witnessed the impact the event had on a few hopeful builders and watched as the judges combed through thousands of submissions, picking the top contenders from each of our three categories: hot rods, trucks and off-road, and sport compacts.
And this year is no different, except the amount of submissions has more than tripled.
Last night, before the show officially opened, our judges spent the evening conquering a mountain of submission forms, chipping away until they each selected their significant 7.
Well, what in the world is that?
That is different for Casey Curry.
It looks like a postal jeep.
It's like lowered on 20s.
The judges for this year's competition cover the spectrum of artistry on 4 wheels. From Hot Rod Magazine's former editor-in-chief David Freiberger to the rougher side of the industry with Fred Williams, editor of Peterson's 4-Wheel and Off-Road, as well as R.J. DeVera, former editor of Super Street Magazine, also known for his involvement with the Fast and Furious franchise.
With more submissions, we're also seeing a lot more diversity and noticeable rise in craftsmanship.
The level of quality has come up so much that it's sort of given me a different opinion of this contest. Battle of the Builders starts to become truly a battle of the best built cars in the whole country.
Well, we finished the Imposter is what we call it. It's a 65 Chevy Impala. We actually shortened it 14 inches, but I went 2 blocks from here to DeLillo Chevrolet. I bought a brand new Corvette, brought it into the shop. We pulled that body off. We shortened up the Impala body. We welded it to the chassis. It is a unibody now, and we finished it and then plugged everything back in. We took it to Detroit, and we won the Riddler Award with it this year. Bring it to the SEMA show. It'll compete for SEMA Battle of the Builders. I know a lot of builders, and I know there's gonna be some really top-notch cars there that will be phenomenal. If we're up there with them, it's gonna be quite an honor.
The hot rod selections are coming along.
But choosing 7 trucks has been quite the task.
This year, bringing to SEMA the Ford F2000, which is a project that's taken over 10 years to build. I bought the truck originally for $2,000 in quarters, and it was an original Class 8 truck from back in the 80s. All that's left from the original truck that we started with is a piece of frame about that long, and the cab and the grille inserts. Everything else is custom. One of the things that we had to do is we had to make sure that it could operate on multiple different types of fuel. When you're down in Mexico, you have very low octane fuel. So we purposely built a twin turbo sap and field 460 motor for it, and we can dial the boost up and bring it all the way up to 1,200 horsepower when we're running on race fuel. One of the things I hope the hot rod community gets from what we've done with the F2000 is once you take the hood off this car, you'll see a hot rod. Twin turbo, quad wastegates, dual intercoolers, 1,200 horsepower, big block, old school 460. To be considered for SEMA Battle of the Builders is an amazing scenario when you realize who all is involved in this. That's a pretty amazing deal.
The whole wide body thing's back in vogue.
That is sort of trickling into the muscle car world.
The whole race look is just back in.
Yeah.
Here's a classic tuner car, Toyota Supra from the mid-90s. Slowly becoming a collector in this world.
My name is Mark Kozlu, Eric Kozlu, and this is our shop, Twins Turbo Motorsports. We specialize in fuel-injected turbocharged cars. This year, we're bringing to SEMA the Toyota Supra Twin Turbo. It's got a lot of unique details on it that haven't necessarily been done to this type of car before. We took this car down to the white meat, as we say. Every arm underneath the car was hand deburred, finished, painted, buffed. Every nut and bolt on the whole car is cadmium plated. Everything matches. The whole turbo system is all bespoke, all handmade. There's no body filler on this car. It's all steel underneath the hood. All the modifications are steel. The electronics package is through the roof. It has traction control, launch control, anti-lag. It looks as good. Underneath the car is the top to be even considered for the SEMA Battle of the Builders. It's a pretty big honor. I mean, these are people that we've looked up to our entire automotive lives. It's going to be huge.
And after countless hours, the judges have finally narrowed it down. And we officially have our top 21 vehicles in the SEMA Battle of the Builders.
We're going to reveal the 21 finalists who make it to the next stage of our SEMA Battle of the Builders competition. And here to help me is Steve Davis, president of Barrett-Jackson. Come on up here, Steve. Welcome. Thank you. Take it away.
I'm going to do something very unusual. Those of you who watch me and all the thousands of emails I get about my sunglasses, I have very light sensitive eyes. But this is so important, I want to mess this. I'm going to take my sunglasses off so I make sure I get these names right. So I'm going to start reading these finalists, ladies and gentlemen. And again, it's an absolute honor and a privilege for me, for Barrett-Jackson, to be involved in this. These guys are the people that are going to make it happen. They're the tip of the spear, and I'm proud to announce. And I'm going to start with Jim and Mike Ring, Mustang Fastback. Absolutely. Kyle Tucker, a 1970 Chevy Chevelle. Followed by Casey Curry, 2014 Jeep JK with JK8 truck bed. We've got Bobby Alloway, 33 Ford Roadster. Next we have John Yiser, Ford F2000. Chip Foose, 1965 Impala. Next is Jeremy Gerber, 73 Camaro. Eric Kazula, 1995 Toyota Supra. Alan Johnson, a 1953 Studebaker. We also have Phil and Jeremy Gerber, a 2015 Chevy Colorado. Ryan Basari, Honda Integra Type R. Followed by John Frampton, who has a 1967 Datsun Roadster. Followed by Kenny Hawk, CJ2A Willys Rock Rat. Followed by Andy Leach, 1962 Chevy Bubble Top. Next we have Andy Leach, 1966 Half Cab Bronco. After Andy, we have Neil Tijan, 2015 Hyundai Genesis Coupe R Special. Freddie Fernandez is next with the Nissan 240SX. Next is Kevin Stearns, 2011 Chevy Colorado. After John, we have Sam Lee with a Hyundai, followed by Troy Spackman with a 1992 VW Corrado. And last of the 21 is Dominic Lee with a Datsun truck. So let's give them all a big round of applause. God bless you all. God bless America. Rock and roll, build some killer stuff, and we'll see you at SEMA.
When we come back, the plight of the judges is far from over.
That's right. Now they've got to take their expertise down to the SEMA floor. Their task? Whittling down the top 21 to a final top 10.
No time to waste. Our judges have a lot of ground to cover in a very short time. With over 3 million square feet of convention center space, filled with thousands of booths and displays.
Don't go away. The competition continues when SEMA Battle of the Builders returns.
Welcome back to Las Vegas and the SEMA Battle of the Builders.
The competition is intense and our judges are still at it, traversing the SEMA floor, evaluating the top 21 finalists from each category and paring them down to the very best of the best.
Wow. This is Ring Brothers. This thing makes 950 horsepower.
That's a good start.
It's a good start, yeah. Exactly.
All right, so this is my people.
All right. What are we looking at?
This is what my guys do. They take a truck and they build it for off-roading. That's why it's not perfect. All lines aren't straight. There's a few dents here and there. I've actually been wheeling with this truck. It's a 2011 Chevy Colorado. I picked this truck out of the application because I like this style of truck. It's got this cool rack on the top so you can take a canoe. It looks like it's ready to go on an adventure. What they did here is they cut all the independent suspension out. This is all custom-built axle. And a lot of the stuff that's down here, they'll make it as pretty as they can to be strong, but they know that we're gonna drag all this stuff across rocks and smash it into stuff. That's kind of what we do.
So, Johnson's Rod Shop.
Wow, this is really pretty.
Ooh.
This is a 53 Studebaker Starliner. Raymond Loewy designed this. He's the guy who designed the Coke bottle.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow. Yep. This is one of those cars where you glance at it and it's like, oh, it's a 53 Studebaker, and you start looking at it and realize just how heavily reworked it is. Educate me.
So what you'll see with a lot of the tuner builds, it'll be a lot of like bolt-on stuff. And what impresses me a lot is that these guys usually get these cars like 30 or 45 days before SEMA, and that's all the time they've got to do a full build. So when I first see a car, the first thing I really notice is its stance and, you know, the wheels that's put on and the offset and how it all kind of fits together. The wheel fitment's pretty unique, where it's like really offset outside. They call it hella flush.
This is hella flush?
Yeah.
I totally get it, but is this top 10 worthy?
Well, you know, I mean, for the time, they did a good job, but I'd have to let it marinate. There's another car in the booth that I actually want to take a look at.
What is it?
This is a different model. It's called a Vollister. And from what I know, this one, they actually pulled the motor apart, did custom rods, pistons, a turbo kit. This one, I think, makes 500, which is a pretty good amount for a 4-cylinder engine. It looks like they did a custom intake manifold as well. Again, it's very now, but it's been executed well in the now.
So compared to the green car, is this top 10?
In the amount of upgrades that's been done, it's probably closer, but personally, I think the green car is a little bit cleaner.
Yeah.
And it's got a little bit more spunk. It's a little bit more innovative.
I think we have a lot more to look at.
We do.
Let's roll.
While our judges keep fighting the good fight, we have the privilege to speak with our resident SEMA expert and close friend to the show, Chris Kirsting.
Now, Chris has been president and CEO of the Specialty Equipment Market Association since 2002, and if there's anyone with their finger on the pulse of what's happening here at SEMA and throughout the entire industry, it's Chris. How you doing, man?
It's great to be with you guys again.
Good to see you.
All right, so let's just kick things off by you telling us what exactly SEMA is.
Yeah, so SEMA is an organization that is about helping the companies, all the businesses that are involved in car and truck customization, personalization, to do better, to succeed. And the SEMA show here is just one example of the sort of stuff we do throughout the year to help these companies grow.
So the SEMA show seems to be getting bigger and bigger every year, and this year is no exception.
It's just incredible. You know, I think it's really a reflection of the matter that all around the world, more and more people are enjoying customizing and personalizing their cars and trucks. It really is fantastic. You know, we have about 25% of all the people who are here at the SEMA show this year are from overseas.
You know, Chris, when SEMA started over 50 years ago, it was mainly hot rods, but Battle of the Builders is such a great representation of how the show has grown.
Yeah, it really is amazing. And, you know, we use these categories. We use hot rod, we use truck and off-road, we use sport compact, because those are the kind of primary categories that we can fit all these crazy cool cars and trucks under. But I gotta tell you, Look around here. This is the only venue you'll see in the world where you have a competition for builders matching a cool Baja truck against an incredible street rod. It's just really unique, and we think it makes it a lot of fun.
Unique, and also that's why it's one of the greatest competitions in the world, and can't wait to see who's going to be crowned top builder at the SEMA Battle of the Builders.
Right.
Casey Curry Racing is a shop that started out as just a short course off-road racing team. From there, we started getting into Hammers cars, and now we're building trucks for the desert. This year at SEMA, we decided to build a vehicle that stepped up above all other Jeeps. We wanted something that went faster than all other Jeeps, something that could conquer the rocks, conquer the desert, conquer Baja. It has A-arms in the front, 4-linked in the back. It's got a 500 horsepower engine in it, racing transmission. Basically, we took trophy truck parts, integrated in them to a Jeep. We took rock crawling parts, put them in there, and we built the ultimate kind of go anywhere, go faster than all your friends vehicle. We started from the front, worked to the back, did everything from the ground up. So literally there was nothing untouched. Everything on the whole vehicle was customized. For me to be in the SEMA Battle of Builders is kind of funny because like you look at a lot of the entrants and it's all these older gentlemen that have super successful hot rod, tuner, off-road shops. And I mean, really, I'm just a kid with a dream. I have visions that a lot of people in our sport don't have, and I guess when you put it all together, I don't know, I'm just different.
And speaking of being different, this next car is truly one of a kind.
I'm Kevin Desarello. I'm the owner and operator of Kevin's Roadster Designs. This is my home shop. I do all this myself with the help of a few friends. This is a 67 Datsun Roadster 1600. It is a little rocket ship. A lot of people really don't understand or know that Datsun never made a vehicle like this. It had been completely restored. It has a newer modern powertrain in it. It's a SR20, hand-built by me. It's got a 6-speed transmission in it. It's got an RX-7 rear end in it. Got a Garrett turbocharger on it. It's stroked to 2.2. We're hoping to tune to about 20 pounds of boost and get somewhere in the range of 500 horsepower at the wheels. The dashboard is carbon fiber dipped. It's a beautiful interior. Perforated leather, hand-stitched. It really falls closer to the hot rod category, I feel, but it's a sports compact. SEMA is craziness. It helps the independent guys grow. Being selected for SEMA, the Battle of Builders, it means a lot. You know, it's huge for a small guy. Hopefully this will grow me into something that I could feed my family on and go to work happy every day.
And as day one at SEMA comes to a close, our judges are still at it. The crowds may be gone, but their night is just beginning.
This car won the Riddler Award in 2015, which is a deal given away at the Detroit Autorama. This is clearly the most impressive volume of modifications and execution of any of the hot rods that we've looked at. I mean, look at the detail work just on trunk hinges. Yeah. Everything on it is loved to the max. It's definitely a top 10 car, but will the other 10 voters who are the builders actually select Chip Foose? That's what I'm gonna be interested to watch.
What is this?
What did you do?
All right.
Should I paint my face white and put some dark lipstick on?
This is more steampunk than Mad Max.
It's so over the top. It's like he got over the top and then realized he was over the top and just kept climbing.
Yeah.
It has some things about it for an off-road guy that are cool. It's got a Cummins 6BT under the hood. It's got 1-ton axles. It's got giant tires. They've got bead locks. It's got some of the legit parts. It has components, but it's also show car.
At the same time, this thing does exactly what it's intended to do, which is make people stand here and stare at it. You know you're here late when they're washing the glass while you're still working.
Coming up, we announce the top 10 contenders.
When the SEMA Battle of the Builders returns.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Ira Gabriel from SEMA. I'm joined by Mike Robledo and Joe Serbagandio from the Battle of the Builders team. And this was our second year for Battle of the Builders, but it was our first year at the Gold Lot. Mike, what do you remember?
Yeah, it's year 2, and Battle of the Builders is really starting to get some attention. The number of entries tripled in this season, and the quality, wow, look at it. The Roadster Shop, the Gerber brothers, they bring out that Camaro that's just wild, and Dominic Lee's Datsun pickup was super clean and a sign that the imports are ready to step up.
You know what I recall most about 2015 was the uptick in media interest. I mean, we had everybody there from Motor Trend to the Wall Street Journal. As I walked out for the entrance to the Battle of the Builder and the Cruise, the bleachers were lined up on Silver Drive. There were people lined up for miles on both sides of Paradise. It appeared as if like the whole world had their eyes on us, and rightfully so.
Well, you're right about that, Joe. We had more media and the whole world was watching. Catch more information on the Battle of the Builders at SEMABOTB.com. And join us this weekend for the premiere of the 2020 SEMA Battle of the Builders on the History Channel. Let's get you right back to the action.
We're in the heart of Las Vegas for the SEMA Battle of the Builders. Our panel of judges has already gone through thousands of applications, slimming down the competition to a select group of finalists.
They have spent hours and hours carefully inspecting all the top 21 vehicles, picking each one apart, going over every detail, working late into the night to make their final selections.
And now they've had a couple of hours to sleep, and they're here with us, ready to let us know who they've pulled into the top 10.
David, let's start with you. A lot of strong candidates in the hot rod category. What was your process?
Oh, dude, it was so much hairier than it was last year. There was more than 200 cars, and the level of them has come way up. Our initial sweep, we've got to pick them off a snapshot and a paragraph worth of information, and then we go out and look at them. It was pretty stressful.
So RJ, it wasn't just about the hot rods. How were the sport compact applications this year?
A couple of tuners that really impressed me. I felt like they really upped their game and represented well for that sport compact community.
And Fred, of course, our truck and off-road expert. How'd you fare out there?
I think the truck market is working their way towards that hot rod level of craftsmanship. I'm always looking for a truck that really works, goes off-road, or does great on the street. So seeing those guys bring up their game, I think it's really cool.
A question for all you guys then, was there a finalist that you chose that maybe you didn't know was gonna be a finalist? Any dark horses out there?
I did not see the Roadster Shop Colorado coming at all.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
That's a cool crossover where you know that these guys build really nice cars and they're stepping into the truck market.
So now for the next step of the competition, the top 10 contestants are gonna be the judges. So are you glad your job is over?
Oh yeah, I'm glad that is not on me, because it's gonna be tough. The thing I'm really looking at here is we've got last year's Riddler Award winner, which is Chip Foose's Impala, and last year's America's Most Beautiful Roadster. And I'm very curious how some of these other builders are gonna judge those cars.
Not to mention the winner of this previous Barrett Jackson Cup.
Oh, exactly.
Is also in the top 10.
The name of my shop is Cal Automotive Creations. We're doing the 62 bubble top to SEMA. We wanted to build a car that stood the test of time. 10 years from now, it'd still look, like it's in style. It sits on a Morrison chassis, 9-inch forward rear, C6 Corvette front suspension. All the bumpers were tucked in real tight. There's probably 1,000 hours just in the grille and headlight bezels themselves. Basically, we just took the lines and just kind of defined them. The bubble top is a SEMA-worthy car just for the crisp lines and the overall look, the classiness of the car.
And to match the craftsmanship of the bubble top, Andy has also brought a spectacular 66 Bronco, which of course made it into the top 21.
I never thought I'd build a 4x4, but here we go. We took our approach to building cars of keeping it what it is, but just refining all the lines and details. And it's probably the most dialed-in Bronco that will be there. So it's going to be interesting to see how the public, takes it. We're bringing our best, so we'll just have to see what happens.
No matter who makes the top 10, all 21 finalists should be honored to even be considered. When we come back, we'll find out who's made it into the top 10.
And later, we hit the road to show you what happens when SEMA's rolling car show takes over the streets of Las Vegas.
The SEMA Battle of the Builders will be right back.
This is the SEMA Battle of the Builders, and we're getting closer and closer to awarding the crown to one very talented builder.
Woo, I do not envy our judges. It was no easy job, but somehow, out of the incredible amount of amazing cars here at SEMA, they've managed to pick their official top 10.
So, without further ado, the top 10 finalists are...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. The Ring Brothers with their 1965-66 Mustang Fastback.
Get it whittled down to 10, it's pretty amazing.
Kyle Tucker and his 1970 Chevelle.
This is a big deal for a car builder to get this recognition. A lot of cool cars made it and a lot of cool people, so we're excited to be a part of that 10.
Bobby Alloway with his 1933 Ford Roadster.
Chip Foose with Imposter, a 1965 Impala.
This is the best of the best here at SEMA, and we are very proud to be a part of that top 10.
Alan Johnson with his 1953 Studebaker.
Ryan Bossery with his Honda Integra Type R.
Andy Leach with his 1962 Chevy Bubble Top.
To be in the top 10, it's kind of like a dream.
Jeremy and Phil Gerber, 1973 Camaro.
Jeremy and Phil Gerber with their 2015 Chevy Colorado.
And finally, Eric and Mark Kozlu with their 1995 Toyota Supra.
It's something so surprising and unexpected to us to even be considered.
All right, congratulations to our official top 10 finalists. And one of those finalists is the winner of last year's Battle of the Builders.
I'm Kyle Tucker with Detroit Speed and Engineering. I'm the founder and co-owner with my wife, Stacy. This year for SEMA, we're bringing really two cool cars, a 1970 Chevelle and a 1969 Charger. When Detroit Speed takes cars to SEMA, it's not a prop. They do run. Mopar is something new for us at Detroit Speed, our first project car, and we do not have a product line for the Mopars. We went shopping in our own warehouse to find suspension parts that we can incorporate into the Charger to make it our type of build. It's an Arrington Gen 3 late model Hemi with a 4-liter Whipple on it, makes big power, easy to drive, sounds awesome. It has our suspension front and rear that we've grafted in, a Camaro front hydroform subframe, our quadrillink parts in the back, ABS brakes, carbon ceramic rotors, 6-piston calipers. The front valance has been tucked, the bumpers have been tucked. To compete at SEMA with now the Battle of the Builders, it's a really big deal.
All right, the judges have made their selections, and the top 10 contenders are here at the stage, ready to take the spotlight one by one. But this time, our judges get to take a breather because now the pressure is on the builders. They'll be the ones responsible for narrowing down the competition to the final top 3.
So this is the way it's gonna work. Each of our top 10 finalists will have the opportunity to pull their car up on stage and tell the other 9 builders why their car deserves the throne.
All right, once all the cars have made their way across the stage, we move on to the blind ballot. The only rule, no builder can vote for themselves.
The builders will make their final picks, but they won't know who's been selected until we make the announcement at the start of the SEMA cruise.
First up, we've got Jeremy Gerber and this beautiful race-prepared 1973 Camaro. Guys, come on over. Jeremy, why don't you take us through what you did to the car?
So the fit and finish and things, it was something we wanted to be conscious of, but that wasn't really the primary focus of it. It was just to build something really bitchin' to have a lot of fun with, a track toy more or less. So the car just kind of snowballed. It got more and more elaborate.
It's down to the builders, and the builders understand, and we each have things that we like and that thing that we nitpick on a car, and we'll each be doing that. You know, it may be different for Alan Johnson or Bobby Alloway compared to what I look for in a car, but everybody knows how to build a car to this level.
The fender flares on every corner that you see, they were all just kind of hand-shaped. Every piece is carbon on it. It's actually painted, it's not vinyl wrap. I could pop the hood. It's powered by a 750 horse LS7. Wheels and tires on it. That was probably what started the whole project, was just trying to get a 12-inch wheel on the front of the car. So that's where the flares came from. So they're forge line wheels all around, 18 by 12s and 19 by 12s with 335s and 345s. So just tons and tons of tire underneath it. Beautiful. Thank you. So it's got some import styling. You'll see the uprights from the spoiler that you'll see on, you know, some of the GTRs and, you know, a lot of the exotic cars.
The builders are in the process of slimming down the top 10, but the battle is far from over.
Who's going to be selected as the SEMA Battle of the Builders top 3?
We'll find out right after the break. Welcome back to SEMA Battle of the Builders. Right now, the top 10 builders are in the middle of selecting the top 3 finalists.
Now this is actually really crazy. All the vehicles here are amazing, showstoppers, setting the bar for the rest of the automotive world. These craftsmen are at the top of their game, turning heads and proving to the judges they've got what it takes to win the SEMA Battle of the Builders.
The fact that the builders are picking the cars from here on out is pretty incredible, you know.
We're friends, but we all want to win.
Our next contender to take the stage is Ryan Bossary and his Japanese imported Integra Type R.
I want these guys to understand that there's a lot of detail and a lot of true motorsport theme and build on this car. So guys, this car was built in my shop. It's my own personal vehicle. A lot of the parts are, themed from the Japanese market. We took the factory front bumper, we widened it out, we shaved stuff in the front. I actually customized the front end so I could only get air travel to my intercooler. It's fitted with a Precision 6265 exhaust housing turbo. Like electronics is where I kind of get a kick, so I wanted to have, all the stops. Hopefully I get up there, but if I don't, then this is great for me.
All right, as you can see, up next is Bobby Alloway and his incredible Roadster.
We had 3 guys that picked the 10. It's going to be my job this year to try to sell my car a little bit better than I sold it last year. What we've got is a 33 Ford Roadster. It looks like a stock Roadster, but it's not. Cockpit's been opened up about 4 inches. Doors have been stretched 4. Chassis been stretched 3. Fenders have been shortened 3. Dash, 33 Nash. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles that you've been looking at on the other cars, but this was a car built to try to be era correct. You want everybody to win, but somebody's got to lose, and I really hope I'm the winner.
Builders up next is Andy and his Sublime 62 bubble top. Andy, you've got 10 minutes starting right now.
Okay. Well, first of all, guys, it's an honor to be on stage with all you guys. Looked up to a lot of you for a lot of years, so. What I'd like the other guys to notice first about my car is probably just the overall stance and the tire placement. We began the car with the tire sizes on the rear, 30-inch tall tire, 295, 45, 20, and it's all Art Morrison chassis, so everything was built around the ride height and those rear tire sizes. Cutting up a 62 bubble top is kind of a sin, but we cut it up.
Next up, the industry's renowned Ring Brothers and their carbon fiber Mustang Espionage.
For me, I can't visualize something in CAD, so we had to actually build the car all in steel. While we were in the middle of it, we were like, well, let's do it wider. Let's not go through all this effort and just build a car that's already existed. Everything is built exactly like Ford did. All the glass goes in it just like it did. The idea was to take it, drill out your spot welds, and just bond our panels on to the existing body. Obviously, we want to win, so we hope they all like it.
How can you not like this car? But there's still more amazing rides just waiting to take the stage.
Kyle Tucker in his 1970 Chevelle, the defending champion of Battle of the Builders. Kyle?
We kind of start, I guess, on the interior. It's a full cage in the car, and it also bolts to the frame, so it has access panels through the body, so you can lift the body up off the frame with the roll cage. Suede headliner, Alcantara suede. They're Recaro 6-way adjustable, heat and cool seats. The console looks fairly stock, but it's hand-fabbed out of aluminum. We also did the classic GM Chevelle horseshoe-style shifter.
Whose brakes are on here?
The rotors are from GM, and then it's a 6-piston Brembo.
Oh, it's a Brembo.
Yep.
Very nice.
Thank you. It means a lot. Thank you.
And from Kyle's classic muscle, we make way for an incredible import.
This fully custom Toyota Supra, designed and built by the Kozlu brothers.
To take it this far, you really have to be a little bit crazy, or you have to be obsessed, or a combination of the two. This thing runs off a flex fuel sensor too, so it samples the fuel as it's returning to the tank. We can run it on E85, which is currently like less than $3 a gallon, and it's equal to about 110 octane. So the days of having to put race gas in these things to get them to drive on the street at high horsepower are gone.
And hopping over to the other end of the spectrum, let's check out one very extreme custom creation.
Chip Foose, 65 Impala. Chip, you've got 10 minutes.
We want to bring the best car that we can bring to represent Foose Design, and that's what we did with the Imposter.
This car, 1965 Impala, we started with a 2009 Corvette. Everything in this car is the original Corvette parts that have been dressed. Once we put the body on, we clay modeled the entire interior and fit it to the windows. Then we pulled molds from that. We made carbon and epoxy parts that are all wrapped in the leather. We made the chrome moldings to finish it off.
Next up, we've got Alan Johnson in his 53 Studebaker. Alan, you've got 10 minutes starting now.
The Studebaker we did trying not to change the original looks and style of the car, but enhance everything, fit, finish what it was originally. The windshield and back glass are still the original moldings we cut down and had coppered and fitted to the car and then nickel plated. All the other moldings and trim on the car we machined or handmade.
AJ, the last vehicle in the top 10 is coming up, 2015 Chevy Colorado that's been converted into a trophy truck. Wow, you feel the horsepower coming off that bad boy.
We kind of have a hot rod and muscle car and performance background, but love the off-road stuff. We took the cab off the original frame, rolled everything else outside, and started with a clean sheet of paper and designed what we thought would be kind of the ultimate luxury pre-runner. Did a center mount, kind of true trophy truck style, J-arm, upper control arm. That's all fabricated out of plate chromoly. Fox 2.5-inch coilovers with bypass, hydraulic bump stops.
We wanted to really send this thing flying and get it out in the dunes in the desert and run it hard, so it's traveling like 22 inches in the front, and the spindles are machined out of chromoly. The hub section had a 2.5-inch hollow hub, and then the rest of it's been fabricated.
And when we come back, we reveal the builders' final selections. Who out of these 10 talented builders will make it to the top 3? Then, it's time to saddle up and make our way on over to the second annual SEMA Ignited event. We're only moments away from heading out for the SEMA cruise, but before we get these engines started, we've got to announce the top 3 finalists.
Then, those final top 3 will make their way to the front of the line and have the privilege of leading the cruise.
All right, it is time to announce the top 3 finalists for the SEMA Battle of the Builders.
The anticipation is building. I'm so excited.
In my hot little hands right here, I have the envelope. Shall we do this?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Without further ado, our top 3 finalists, again, in no particular order. The first one is
Chip Foose and his 1965 Impala.
Congrats, Chip. About a round of applause for Chip Foose. Our second of our top 3 finalists, Alan Johnson and his 1953 Studebaker. Congratulations, Alan. Beautiful ride, Alan. Round of applause, please. And the third finalist for the SEMA Battle of the Builders is
Bobby Alloway in his 1933 Ford Roadster.
Congratulations, Bobby. All right, a very well-deserving top 3. And how about a round of applause for all of our 10 finalists? Right on. Thanks again for your support, you guys here at SEMA Battle of the Builders. Let's do this!
Let's go!
The SEMA Cruise is the annual rolling testament to SEMA's achievements throughout the automotive world.
This is a mobile art show showcasing some of the most amazing rides on the planet. As the sun starts to set over the Vegas Strip, the parade makes its way to the Ignited stage, where the Battle of the Builders winner will finally be announced.
SEMA Ignited is the official SEMA after-show party. At the close of SEMA's exclusive 4-day event, hundreds of cars and trucks from the show take to the streets, rolling out of the Las Vegas Convention Center to then assemble at SEMA Ignited, a one-of-a-kind extravaganza, giving the public, media, show exhibitors, attendees, and guests a rare opportunity to check out hundreds of customized vehicles, meet with the builders and icons, and close out an incredible week with one unforgettable party.
And now it's time to crown the SEMA Battle of the Builders champion.
The finalists this year really span the spectrum in the automotive industry, whether they be hot rods, trucks and off-roads, or sport compacts. Doesn't matter who built them or how much they cost to build, they all had one thing in common. They were built with passion.
And now we're down to the final 3. These are the rides that the builders themselves voted the best of the best.
After narrowing down hundreds of cars to just 3, welcome to the after party. This is SEMA Ignited.
It's finally time to find out who will be this year's top dog in the Battle of the Builders.
Here with Bobby Alloway and his fantastic 33. First of all, congratulations making the top 3.
Thank you, Chris. The guys at the shop, I mean, I couldn't do it without them. They put so much time and effort in this car and helped me get it here.
So if you can sum up how you're feeling right now, right before you hear the winner revealed.
I could thread a sewing machine with it running.
I couldn't say it any better myself. AJ?
Chip, you're in the top 3 with your Impala, the Imposter. How are you feeling?
Number one, I am truly honored to be here and to be associated with all of the guys that had a top 10 car here. There's some phenomenal cars here, and I'm very proud to be up here.
Is there anyone you want to thank or acknowledge?
Number one is my wife, Donna and Elma Voth, who we built the car for. The greatest thing about it is it's 100% passion driven, and everybody at the shop who put their heart and soul into this car and then bring it out here and share it with everybody.
All right, last but certainly not least, Alan Johnson, your beautiful Studebaker. How are you feeling right now?
A little nervous. Glad to be here with Chip and Bobby and everybody else that was in the top 10. Pretty special.
Who would you like to thank or acknowledge who might have helped you out with the build?
There's a lot of people. I mean, my wife, Angie, for putting up with all this mess. My parents for supporting me 25 years ago when this is what I wanted to do. Guys at the shop. Paul and Betty, the customers for the car. Without them, we couldn't do this.
All right, well, congratulations making the top 3. And the time has finally arrived to crown the winner. We're going to find out who is SEMA Battle of the Builders winner. Coming up next. All right, here we go. We'd like to thank the accounting firm of Moss Adams for helping us tally the votes. Sir, would you please bring us the envelope containing the 3rd place finalist? Okay. You guys ready?
You ready? Okay. No peeking.
And 3rd place goes to
Alan Johnson with his 1953 Studebaker.
The moment of truth has arrived. It's time to crown the winner of the SEMA Battle of the Builders. The envelope, please. AJ, if you would open that for me. And the winner is Bobby Alloway and his 1933 Roadster. Congratulations, Bobby.
Congratulations.
Bobby, how you feeling right now?
I can't believe it. We've had a great year. We won the AMBR with this car. won Street Rod of the Year with another car, and I'll have to quit after this.
Well, it's such a nice brotherhood between all of the builders, especially well represented in the top 10. And between you and Foose, I mean, it's obvious tonight the fun you guys have together. What's it like being in this class of builders?
Well, it's not just Chip, it's Alan, it's Kyle Tucker, it's the Ring brothers, it's all of us. I mean, it's a big family, to be honest with you. I'm in awe over what just happened.
Congratulations to you, our SEMA Battle of the Builders winner. How about a round of applause for Bobby? And we want to thank you for being with us. We will see you again next year.
Wow. Bobby Alloway, Chip Foose, and Alan Johnson in the top 3, with Alloway taking the top prize with his beautiful 1933 Roadster. So glad I didn't have to judge that one. Okay, that's it for now. I'll see you guys here tomorrow night for another episode of Battle of the Builders. And for more information, visit SEMABOTB.com. See you guys tomorrow.